Welcome to Spotlight New England. I'm one of your hosts, Audra McClelland.
And I'm Ashley Erling. And as we like to say in the TV biz, we have a stacked show today.
We do have a stacked show. I'm excited for this show.
I'm really excited. Yeah.
And we're kicking off super strong because you know what we're excited about this when we're huge Land's End fans.
Yes.
I have been for years. You have been for years. And we're going to bring, this is Dee Fabricatori. She is the co-owner and CEO of For Now. And she is in one of our most favorite spots right now.
That we wish we were, even though the weather is iffy this week. We still wish we were there.
So we're going to bring Dee on up. There she is. Hey, Dee.
Hey, how are you?
Good. So Dee is in Nantucket right now, where we both wish we were. Like, we are obsessed with it. And Dee, what is the weather like right now?
Well, it is raining. It's a gray lady day, as they say, but the hydrangeas are in full bloom, and it's still the best place to be, regardless of the weather. So I won't complain.
Absolutely. And like you said, good shopping weather, right?
Good shopping weather, yes. Good food and drink weather. There's plenty of things to do on Nantucket besides the beach. So, yeah.
You guys have a lot of exciting things coming up. And tell us quickly about your store overall.
Yeah, sure. So we have retail experiences across the island, including downtown Nantucket and at the Nantucket Hotel. We do a mix of style, home, and beauty, and we're really all about personalization and experiential shopping, so you can go into the store and get embroidery done, or sometimes we're making charm necklaces, and we're always sort of making and having fun and creating more of a moment.
We love that. And
so up our alley.
It is exactly up our alley. Yeah. And the second I knew we were going to talk to you, Dee, I knew we were going to get excited. I'm excited now to even just meet you like this. But you have a really cool thing that you were going to share about too. So tell us what Land's End is going to be doing. This is the second time this summer that you guys have been doing this, right?
Yes. So we are very excited. We've partnered with Land's End to bring a customization bar to the Nantucket Hotel all summer. Of course, Land's End has declared its Tote Girl Summer, so a lot of it is about customizing, embroidering, and doing bag charms on their iconic canvas pocket totes. But you can essentially come to the Land's End customization bar to embroider and deck out your totes, their iconic drifter sweaters, their amazing breezy button downs. And it's really just a moment to bring that classic Nantucket aesthetic and then put your personal twist on it, thanks to Land's End.
I mean, it really is such a classic tote. And like you said, too, like the drifter sweaters. I don't have a charm for my tote. I need to get some charms.
Yeah, I need to get charms, too. I do have some patches that I put on mine to customize a little bit, but I still need like a really cute bag charm that I need to deck it out with. See, look how cute hers is.
Oh, my God, Dee, I love yours.
You can put lip gloss on it, which is pretty
cute.
Fun. You can put a mini Land's End tote, which I think is
I love it.
Oh,
way
my
to
gosh.
do it.
Oh my God, I love it. So you said so it's going to be July 19th and 20th, and then also August 9th and 10th.
Correct. At the Nantucket Hotel, right on the deck. So you go up the iconic stairs, and we're right there. It's from 10 to 4 each day, July 19th and 20th, and then August 9th and 10th, like you said. And if you buy one of their canvas totes, you get complimentary embroidery. So it's a no-brainer, right?
It's a literal no-brainer. I'm like, please, get me there.
No, and you were right, too, because even the pockets on it, I mean, the pockets are key. They make it magical. But, there's different styles and sizes and colors. So I love actually the one that Dee has. And I love that little charm with the little tote bag, Dee, that you have on yours. So I need that one.
Amazing. Yes. Some people last time bought it and put it on their dog's collars, which I thought was really adorable.
So cute. Great idea.
But everybody loves the pockets. Pockets are superior, especially when you're going to the beach on Nantucket. So yeah, we're having a great time with it. We're so excited.
I love it. And if you can't make it to Nantucket on those 2 dates, you can do it online. Is that what you were telling us before?
Yep, you can go to landsend.com and you can customize your Land's End tote there with embroidery. They also have bag charms on their site, so there's a lot of cute ways to do it online if you can't make it to Island.
Oh, I love it. Well, we're gonna make it to Dee, we're gonna come meet you at some point
we need to meet
summer.
You in person.
And we'll have to do some island time. But thank you so much for popping on with us today. We so appreciate it.
Of course, thank you. It was so great to connect, and hopefully I'll see you on Island soon.
We can't wait. You're in our happy place. Have a great day, Dee.
You too.
I love that idea.
It's
Such a great
so
idea.
fun.
Well, stick around because we have, like Ashley said, a stacked show. We have one of
We're
our
just getting
favorite
started.
Rhode Island Providence traditions coming up next. We're going to talk about. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Spotlight New England. I am so excited. We are talking about one of my absolute favorite Rhode Island events, and actually New England events, because this is for everyone. It is beloved and cherished and going strong after 30 years. And now we're looking towards the future of WaterFire and seeing what they have on the horizon, because there is a lot going on. And I'm so excited to welcome Kelly. Pattinson is here. She is the new director of sponsorships and corporate relations. And we're so excited to have you.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We're thrilled. Like, we have to give a shout out to Kelly's shirt, which came in the first thing I said. Well, you can see the WaterFire. You can see it right there.
I love it.
It's a great design by Frog and Toad.
It's amazing.
We love local. We love
Thank
local.
you.
Well, you guys have so much going on, and we're going to dive into all of it. But let's just kind of start with a little bit like where we're at right now, because you're new to this position and
very new.
Yeah.
very new, and you're doing an amazing job.
Thank
So
you
we're
so much.
excited to welcome you, but kind of update us right now on just where WaterFire is at.
Yeah, so I mean, I think everyone knows that last year was a little bit of a struggle for WaterFire, and we're ready to put that behind us, right? We're ready to come out of the ashes, as they say, and rise up and kind of show you what WaterFire can really be. I am very new. I'm 3.5 months in, so I'm really observing and asking a lot of questions and attending the fires and seeing where we can grow and what we can do. So it's really just a learning process this year, so that next year is going to be just this epic year, right?
Absolutely. And what does it feel like too? Because obviously we knew Ed Cabral, and then you're stepping into his shoes. And listen, like, you know, in a very different way too. Like, I know what it's like to step into somebody else's shoes that has been in a different job, and now you're stepping into somebody else's shoes that people loved as well. How does it feel for you right now?
I'm never going to compete with Ed. I know that he is a special person. And he did
but you're
so much
so
for
like ready.
WaterFire.
You have so much energy. You're like so ready to rock and roll.
You.
It's awesome.
Thank you. I am ready to rock and roll. I have a really long background of events and marketing and sales. So this is sort of a culmination of everything I've ever done in my life. So I'm really, really excited to see what I can do there. But in terms of coming after Ed, you know, he did a wonderful last 6 years. He built these relationships that, you know, he's handing over to me that I'm really proud to say that I can help to grow and cultivate.
Yeah.
So we miss him. We do. We miss him in the office. He was apparently the fun guy. My office isn't the fun office anymore.
Like, not yet, people.
No, I'm going to have to get like 5 lamps and turn off all the lights.
I was going to say, did you redecorate? Because I saw his office.
Did you say yes?
Yes.
He had a nice dark office. I have the lights on.
You have lights on.
I have the lights on, but you know, eventually I'd love to get a couch or something.
Right, absolutely.
Tell us a little bit more about your background and, you know, kind of how you came to WaterFire and what you've been doing.
Yeah, so I have a weird background, honestly. I don't like to do anything that's like selling insurance, right? I have to have something fun. It's just kind of in my blood. So my first professional job was Skip Barber Racing School, which
no way.
I was there for, I don't know, 9 years, something like that.
Oh my God.
I managed their sales and marketing department, and I got to drive race cars and work with people who are right now in the Indy 500.
No way.
That's so cool,
Yeah,
Kelly.
it's really neat. So it's hard for me to go from something like that and, you know, go sit behind a desk and do something every day that's the same. So, you know, I kind of have kept that throughout my entire career. And I've done a lot of hospitality jobs, bartending and waiting tables, because that's fun. And it's also cash. But but I also have done, you know, the race cars. I've worked in, you know, the aquatics side of things. I've worked in hotels. I've done a lot of weird kind of things. This place called the Extreme Bucket List, where we put on events in tanks. Like,
no way.
I've done some stuff, right? So when I'm looking for something new, I'm looking for something that if I'm picking up the phone and I'm saying, "Hey, it's Kelly from blank."
Yeah.
Are you going to answer for Kelly from blank insurance, or are you going to answer Kelly from WaterFire?
Yeah.
So it just kind of makes my job a little bit easier.
Yeah.
To have something that's so cool that I, you know, get to represent. So that's kind of been my path.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
That's actually so interesting.
And so, you know, coming into something like WaterFire is, I can't really imagine what that would be like, because it is so beloved and has such a history and a heart. And, you know, it really is one of those big Rhode Island things. Like when you think of Rhode Island, WaterFire is synonymous with Rhode Island. I'm sure it's both exciting and maybe not intimidating, but to come into something like that, how does that feel to come into something that's like obviously exciting, but like already has this legacy?
It makes my job so much easier.
I was gonna say, it must make it easier.
Yeah, it really
right?
does, because it's built. It's already here, and I have to give props to the team. Right, they've really kept us going. I don't think anyone really understands what goes into this.
Right.
Like you see the crowds, you see the food and the vendors and everything, but there's 150 volunteers behind the scenes that are making this happen, that are feeding the fires all night so you can walk around and enjoy beautiful downtown Providence.
Yeah.
There's a lot of planning that goes into it ahead of time. There's sponsors that you have to manage and deal with and make sure they're getting all of their benefits. There's 5 miles of cable that's laid the day of. And then what's really amazing is that at 1 o'clock in the morning, it's all gone.
Yeah.
And you would never know that we were there.
Yeah.
Kind of like the circus.
Yeah, it is.
And that's
like
really
like
what
that.
I want to see WaterFire, at its peak, it was like that, right?
Yeah,
It was
right.
something different around every single corner, and every single time was this amazing circus. And that's what we're headed back towards.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good way of putting it, is like, because I do remember the early days. I mean, I was in college right down in Providence when it really was at first begun.
Oh wow, that must have been interesting, Audrey.
It actually was,
fun.
right. You see, I've definitely seen the progression of it,
Yeah.
but I remember even for people coming out of town and being people from all over the world coming to see their children at graduation time, that WaterFire was the thing that they would talk about, Brown and RISD, to parents. Make sure you do this. This happens to be syncing up one of the weekends that you guys are here, because it really is, to your point, it was and it still is, obviously, but at that time too, like, it was like this circus.
Yeah.
It was like this showpiece where you almost couldn't get downtown. Like you'd be parking up on like near Thayer Street to get down there.
Yeah.
So,
And
but
they still are. I think there's definitely a
for
crowd.
sure.
And I don't, depending on the weather or whatever, but the crowds are there. The crowds are there.
That's awesome, though.
And we want them to come back. If you
Yeah.
came to the July 4th lighting, we want you to come back to the August 9th lighting.
Yeah.
We want you to know that there's going to be something different every time. So, we're really working towards that and having these amazing, fun brainstorming sessions, and really thinking about how we can change it up and bring some really fun, exciting things to the community. And like you said, to the world. We really are world renowned.
Yeah.
I mean, it is world.
Absolutely.
People get
amazing.
really excited about it,
Yes.
and knowing, like, even my in-laws in Pittsburgh, like, they know about it. It's like they've been to one, and so they talk about it because it is such a unique,
Every
different
time
experience.
my mom comes to visit too, she's always like, is there a WaterFire happening while I'm there? So it really does have that following. But let's talk a little bit about, where you're going with WaterFire. I know you've talked about wanting to kind of like reinvigorate it, but you have some things planned this summer. So tell us more about what you have coming up and going on and what's in the works.
Sure.
Like it all sounds so exciting.
Yeah, there is a lot of excitement happening. I mean, just the buzz in the office.
Yeah.
Right? We have a lot of fun ideas and trying to figure out how to execute some really.
That's always the
interesting
question.
things.
The ideas are always a fun part.
We had a whole.
Love a brainstorming session.
You should see the whiteboard. It is fantastic. I'm having, parachutists jump out of
love it.
airplanes. I'm doing all sorts of
love
things
it.
in my head, right? But with that said, we are making a lot of progress with talking to different community partners. My one goal is to get all of Rhode Island to come to Providence and enjoy it, right? So I always call out Newport. I'm always calling out Westerly and Narragansett. Providence is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
I don't think people really understand just how beautiful we have it compared to other cities, honestly, that I've been to. We are, like I said, the most walkable city. So it's just get out of Newport, get out of Narragansett, come here and let's unite as a state. And also showcase what we have for all of New England.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
'Cause it really
absolutely.
is a staple for New England.
It is. It is. People come from all over, and it is such an amazing city. I think that we know that. You and I talk about this all the time, and we obviously are out in Providence quite frequently. But it is just, as far as cities go, I can't think of other cities that are even really that much like it, because it's so approachable in its size, its walkability, as you mentioned. And then you have this top-notch, world-class dining.
The food.
Yeah, the food
Like,
is like
out
none
of
other.
this world. Every time I'm, texting with my friends, hey, like, where are we gonna go? Let's go to a dinner. Like, where do we want to meet up? I mean, we're always throwing around like all these places in
Yeah.
Providence.
It's always
like
back to Providence.
You
It is
can't
always
even
back to
really
Providence.
choose
Yeah.
which to go to. So you have all of that going on.
Yeah.
The pedestrian bridge, I always say the new pedestrian bridge. Like, it's not like that new anymore, which now connects everything together, which
Yeah.
I'm sure has made an impact on what you do with WaterFire as well, because it's even that much more walkable now. So I just think that Providence continues to be the Renaissance city, really.
Yeah.
And I've been calling that for a while, and
Yeah.
it has continued, and it's obviously things like what you guys do to make it even more of an enhanced magical place.
Yeah, I mean, we need people to come in and
Yeah.
enjoy the small businesses and the restaurants, and it's not just for WaterFire. Come in on a Tuesday,
Tuesday.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just stunning to walk down there, and honestly, I feel very safe. I've
Yeah,
not
I
had
feel
any
very
issues. I know
yeah.
people talk about it,
Yep.
but I have not had any issues, and I'm loving it. I'm learning a lot about Providence.
Yeah, and I think that everything has ebbed and flowed throughout the pandemic for everywhere.
Yeah.
Every city, every town, every whatever. So now people are fully on the other side,
Yeah.
And I think that is a very obviously positive thing. But I think that, people got stuck in certain ways during that time because you really
I
just
did. I did.
didn't leave your
almost
house.
had to.
I still don't want to leave my house.
Right, I know. So
Except on
like,
WaterFire
I
nights.
know, except for those.
it's just kind of like getting back into that, like,
Yeah, it's true.
let's get out,
And that's what
let's
we're all
do
about.
this. And WaterFire is just like the perfect way. I mean, we can't forget this is free. I mean, let's talk
I know,
more
that's like
about
a big-
that.
that's a big- that's a
let's
big
talk about it.
exclamation
You can
point.
go like spend an amazing night at WaterFire. It is free. Obviously, you guys are working to work with sponsorships and hopefully get donations as well, because you do have so much that there is to fund, but this is volunteer based.
Right.
I mean, talk a little bit more about everything that goes into it.
Sure. It is very volunteer based. While we have a small team, about 20 people in the office that make this happen, we also have the WaterFire Arts Center that we have to make happen.
Right.
We have a wonderful summer exhibit opening today.
Yeah.
Growing your networks for Rhode Island artists. So that's another thing that we have going on that people maybe don't even realize.
That's
that is there.
I'm sure
And it's
that
also
they don't.
free.
Yeah.
And you can go down and enjoy the art. So so much goes into it. Like I said, there's so much planning and there's meeting after meeting after meeting, and we're working with the sponsors and figuring out what kind of activations they want to do. And then, it comes down to the day of, right? So we're getting ready at 6 a.m., closing down streets and putting up tents. We are running 5 miles of cable, like I said.
That's insane.
We're going through 6 cords of wood, and I will say there it's reclaimed wood, so it's not.
okay.
We're not chopping down trees
Yeah.
to do this. This
I
is all
I
stuff-
actually never even
thought-
thought about it,
but true,
but
but
now
that's
that you're
very-
mentioning
Very good
People have-
disclaimer. Very
Yeah,
good
we're
disclaimer.
not hurting. No trees
No,
have been
no,
hurt
no.
in the creation of
Yeah.
WaterFire. It's they're reclaimed or they're fallen or you know, and they have to be a certain type of wood. And I'm not even going to speak the
Right,
technical
right,
aspects,
right, right.
But so that it's less smoke and
Oh, yeah, that
there's
makes
so
sense.
much thought that actually
So much
goes
thought.
into all of this. It's insane.
Yeah.
So from setting up the tents and the cables and having that music play throughout the entire footprint.
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot that goes
Yeah.
into it. 150 volunteers that are
Incredible.
either on the boats feeding the boats
Yeah.
or
Right.
they're working our donation stations or they're working in our WaterFire Circle tent, which is our VIP tent, our membership tent. So it's insane kind of
it really- it
what we
sounds like
are
that.
able to pull off
It
almost
is.
once a month, right? This is not
amazing.
A lot of places will do an event once a year.
Yeah.
You guys want to do it every
This
month.
is all
Right.
the time.
Tell me this, because obviously you're still very new at it, but what do you want your legacy to be for being a part of this legacy itself?
I mean, that's a big ask. I want it to be a circus. Like I said, I want it to be a circus. I want it to be like, oh my God, you have to go to WaterFire. You cannot miss WaterFire.
Right.
Every single time we have one, right? Whatever it's going to be, if it's a band that we have coming in,
Right.
or if I'm working with, another theater that's bringing in a performance, I want it
You
always
want it
to
to
be
be that.
something insanely exciting
Yeah.
for people.
Like
and,
a magnet to get people
Absolutely.
there. Yeah.
We, we're not state run. We're not city run. We are run by us.
Yeah.
We are supported by the city and by the state to an extent, by our tourism council and the CVB. We have some wonderful sponsors that will either pay to have their own lighting or will support us for this season.
Right.
So, there's so much opportunity to work with all of these different organizations and people to just make it so incredibly insane, right? Like, because that's what it is anyway.
Yeah.
We're lighting the rivers on fire.
Art.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
It's the coolest.
Yeah. So we get to be as creative as we want to be, and I think that's what I'm really encouraging. And even when I'm having my sponsor conversations, right? I don't want you having a table and handing out pamphlets.
Yeah.
That's no fun.
Right.
And then you're going to tell me you didn't make any,
was
return on
ROI
investment.
there?
Yeah.
I want you interacting and engaging with everybody, and I think that's where we're going.
Well, we look forward to all things WaterFire. Make sure that you check out the full schedule for WaterFire this summer, and you have to go. You heard it here first. You have to go.
We have a starts at sunset.
Sunset always.
The 17th.
Love it.
Done.
And then the next full lighting is August 9th.
We can't wait. And thank you so much for joining us today. A pleasure getting to know you a little bit better. And WaterFire is always just one of our favorite events. Stick around. We have more coming up after the break. Welcome back to Spotlight New England. So this was really cool. Obviously, people know that Jay Leno has some property here in Rhode Island. So he's here, somewhat frequently.
Let's say frequently enough. Yeah.
I think he's here frequently enough, and he does a lot with the Audrain Museum,
Right.
which we love. But he actually is doing charity shows right now in Newport. And Brendan, our own
Brendan,
our very own Brendan Kirby, actually caught up with him at the show. So check it out.
Embraced by Newport like this, 4 nights.
Well, I have
sellout.
a house here, so it's not like I'm embraced. I just come and it's going to do a benefit for a good cause. So it's not a lot of embracing going on. It's just sort of tell joke, get check, give it to the foundation. Yeah.
But the people are very excited that you're
Yeah,
here.
it'll be fun. I like this town. It's a nice town, nice folks. I'm from New England, so it's a funny place to be from.
It is, and the idea of giving back a cause like the MLK Center, I know that means something as well.
Well, I mean, it's easy enough to do. You tell a joke and it raises money for a good cause. It's not like I'm digging ditches, I mean, I like to tell jokes, so why not spread it around a bit? And it's fun. It's fun, yeah.
I love comedy. I've been a big fan of yours for so long.
Well, thank you.
Well, of course.
Thank you for embracing me.
The password is embracing.
Embracing.
But really, trying out new material. Are we going to hear anything new tonight?
Well, I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, try out something new. Yeah. Hey, that's not a bad idea.
It's a good thing,
Try
right?
some new stuff tonight.
Brendan said the show was fantastic.
He did say it was amazing.
Yeah, he said it was a great show. I believe there was some new stuff.
Yes, there was. Of
But
course.
just so cool that Jay Leno is around.
I know.
He's doing comedy shows. He's doing it for charity, for a local charity
Right.
that, people can really connect with and feel good about. So, it's a win-win for everyone.
It really
again,
is.
Rhode Island and New England in general, we have everything
We
here.
really do. And not only that, a lot of people do forget that he's from New England. So he really does have ties to this area, which just do make it even that much extra special that he doesn't forget that.
Yeah,
He
no.
definitely, obviously, not that he was embraced, but we have embraced him. So, but
I don't know if he wants to be embraced.
Just gotta let him know.
I'm not sure, but we have.
We have. Sorry. But no, that was so cool that Brendan got to do that.
It was cool, and I'm happy for BK because he
was
is
thrilled about it.
Such a comedy lover, and it's nice to see him get to do things.
It was. They got a great picture with them too.
Yeah. Anytime we get to do something like that, it's special. It's nice.
Absolutely.
Very cool. So
love it.
Great week, great day, lots of fun stuff. Thank
Stacked
you
show.
so much for joining us on this stacked show that we had today on Spotlight New England, and we will see you next time.